Hey people, Injured here, 1v1, Green Tooth Gorge, blue side. It's Toilailee as a Lord General. Fights range combat begins with his retinue of stormtroopers to help him out. Can add to this retinue throughout the game, giving him more abilities. Excels at defense and support in general. And red side, it's our favourite Spanish Tyranid, Floid, as a Hive Tyrant. I think I'll call this guy Alfonso. Very durable commander, walks through objects, cannot be suppressed. Powerful offense, disruption and support to begins in melee combat with a basic synapse. Alfonso already breaking stuff. We got a sentinel on the way and double hormogaunts for Floyd, which could lead to some stomps in their face from this fella. Does he respond with Catachans? Does he respond with a heavy weapon squad? Does he respond with both of them? Triple hormogaunts for Floyd. This is going to be fun. West side guardsman capping. Where did the other fellas go? Oh, here they are. Lord General might come and tangle with the Hive Tyrant mid. You usually see these big, fat, tough commanders come to the central VP to cap it with little threat to them. There it is. Lost about a quarter of his health from the Sentinel, but there we go. Hormogaunts in on the Guardsman. Very bad fight for them. Didn't want to stay in that fight, though. Slightly surprising with Termagants coming in. Hive Tyrant backed off to cap. I thought those Hormogaunts could have done some more damage to those Guardsmen there. Double Sentinels for Toilailee. Another way to deal with Tyranids is to get a whole bunch of Sentinels because they can struggle to shoot them down early on. 477, 500, 2-to-1 cap. He doesn't get heavy weapon squad or Catachans yet. He gets double Sentinels. This is going to be very fun. If these guys can both survive to tier 2 and the Hormogaunts survive, we can see some very nasty missile barrages. I bet this guy's going to go down immediately now I've said that. Hormogaunts are chasing him. Looks like he's going to get away. What is this? Hormogaunts capping, or rather decapping. Sentinel's not happy about it. Gets a stomp, knockback damage, and a stun. I believe it's like 30 damage or so. There's quite a lot of damage delivered to the Hormogaunts all in all. They did not get the decap either. Although distracting those units for a second or so was perhaps worth it. These guys will get away in a healthier state with 7 models still. And yet more Hormogaunts joining the fray and now backing off. Where is the Hive Tyrant at? Here he goes. Really needs that basic synapse around, I think, to stand up to this. Basic synapse granting damage and suppression resistance to non-synapse creatures. Even the big ones like Carnifexes and Tyrant Guards will benefit from synapse. Not suppression resistance, obviously, because they can't be suppressed. But they will get some damage resistance from it. Also get punished by synapse backlash. 476, 463. Hormogaunts getting away. Hive Tyrant's going to eat a stomp and has to back off. Floyd struggling to stay in on these fights. Toilailee managing his double sentinels very well so far. And with triple Hormogaunts, there's not a whole lot Floyd can do about it right now. Got the targeted infantry whenever he can. These guys just getting shot up here. 476 to 448. What are they up to? I don't think Hormogaunts can get into garrisons. Obviously they couldn't shoot out of them. They could at least hang out in there. Chat about what they're eating and stuff. Oh, we have one squad with adrenal glands. 10% more damage and health and jumping around a bit more. Synapse also allows Hormogaunts to jump over obstacles, not to be confused with the adrenal gland leap, which is jumping into combat. You can actually get your Hormogaunts stuck in places if there's a synapse creature around and they jump into somewhere and then the synapse creature leaves and they can't jump out of it. Happens on Tiber Outpost quite a lot. Who remembers Tiber Outpost? If only people played it more. I actually quite like that map. 2-to-1 cap here for Toilailee. All Sentinels under threat. Termagants getting shots on. Hormogaunts getting hits on. Gonna go down, I think. Yes, it does go down. Nicely done by Floyd. And there's a stomp. Too late to save the Sentinel. But it does wreck those Hormogaunts pretty badly. We do have a medical sergeant up for the Lord General's retinue, handing out those medical packs. You just saw a heal go off on those guardsmen. They do get away, those guys. Got a bit of XP. Hive Tyrant is still in here. Maybe get his warp field up to be even more annoying to get rid of. And then could get his improved synapse and venom cannon and do that whole sit back support and shoot thing. Heavy weapon squad on the way for Toilailee before tier 2. Floid will be looking for tier 2 right now, I would think. And looking for what though? Does he go zone throats? Does he get venom brewed up preemptively? There's the tier 2 for Floid. These guardsmen just down to 3 models with their sergeant fella. Allows them to reinforce 2 at a time. He's got a headset on as well. I'm not sure who's talking to him. Maybe the Lord General. What's this? Just guardsmen capping. A little bit of a look at the power there maybe by the Lord General. Yeah, look at this. This generator's pretty low. More than just a look. Hormagaunts upgraded over here. So it's only one Hormagaunt brood that doesn't have the adrenal glands. Poor fellas. Guess he's using these guys mostly for capping right now. Here's his main fighting force. Hive Tyrant himself is running out of base, or well, lumbering out of base. Alfonso needs some more healing. 878 hit points only for this fella right now. 1050 these days. Used to have 1080 hit points. Was some changes to his hit points and his speed and stuff, but I think that change was reverted. He's now back up to 4.5 speed or whatever it is. I think he went down to 4 briefly. 1-to-1 cap as Floid hits tier 2, and there's the heavy weapon squad. Heavy bolter suppressing that entire blob of Tyranids, and he didn't want to try and just brute force his way through there. Is that going to make him think about the extended carapace? It's a zone thrope on the way for Floid. We'll be able to shoot at this heavy weapon squad from outside their firing range, which, as you can expect, is pretty handy. These fellas getting shot up, but they do get the cap and run away. How much does it cost to reinforce the Hormagaunt brood? I forget. I'm guessing it's like 13 or something. We'll see if I remember. Here's a zone thrope. Shield goes up. Only has 300 hit points. Can go down so fast. Doesn't have any kind of melee attack, so you can't tie him up, but he usually dies pretty fast if he's in melee. Lord General, did he get the generator? Nope. Trying to. This guy's been wandering around by himself quite a lot, allowing the Sentinels and the Guardsmen to take the brunt of the engagements. Venom cannon up on the Hive Tyrant. Chimera on the way for Toilailee. Does get the generator here, but now taking shots from a zone thrope is this Lord General. I'm waiting for these Hormagaunts to get reinforced so I can see how much it is. Still getting shots, this guy. Takes out one of the Stormtroopers. He can reinforce them in the field, this fella. And there's the Commissar retinue fella. Gives him the big refractor shield, which usually covers his entire retinue. He's decent in combat too. 449 to 326. This is a Warrior Brood call-in. Global ability of the Hive Tyrant. Allows you to get some Warrior Brood on the field by spending red instead of power. Chimera hits the field. Venom Cannon is a pretty powerful anti-vehicle weapon for the Hive Tyrant. Looks like these guys are not going to reinforce. They're going to cap instead. Warrior Brood begin with power melee weapons. They are also another source of synapse for the Tyranid army. Can get an upgraded and more specialized version of synapse called melee synapse, which is pretty useful for Hormagaunts since they're a melee squad. And I'm guessing that's the way he's going to go since he has 3 of them still. There's that shield. Only provides resistance to range damage, so the Hormagaunts biting their ankles is going to still be pretty painful. Warrior Brood getting in, knocking stuff over with that passive leap they have. Are they getting adrenal glands? There it is. That gives them the melee synapse. Providing pretty huge buffs for Hormagaunts for their health and their melee skill. 428317. Chimera making a difference there alongside the heavy weapon squad. Getting an auto cannon up. So it's going to lose the ability to suppress, but it will do big chunks of damage to all targets with a small area of effect. And when you have a bunch of Hormagaunts bunched up, it's going to be painful. Speaking of Hormagaunts, the 4 that were capping over here have gone down. So that's the thing. Do you have improved synapse, Mr. Hive Tyrant? You don't. I'm not sure if it would stack with melee synapse. I'm not sure if that happens. Zone thrope, dangerous as you can see still. Plasma guns up for the Guardsmen. That's to shoot down the Warrior Brood, which are heavy infantry. Plasma guns love shooting heavy infantry. These guys breaking their retreat using the Commissar leader's ability to do so is pretty tasty in combat, that fella too. Like big double digits damage DPS in melee and ranged combat from that guy. Like 16 or so DPS range damage, or 14 or something. Tasty in melee too. Pretty good squad leader, that fella. Zoanthrope does have that focused warp blast for some anti-vehicle burst. Brood Nest goes up. Hive Tyrant needs to retreat though. I don't think a Brood Nest is going to last. So the global ability of the Hive Tyrant would allow stuff to reinforce. It's going to last for now, because here comes a bit of a flank. Adrenal Glands also granting the Warrior Brood some more health and a heavy melee weapon. Up to 1500 hit points, which isn't bad on 3 models. Having to retreat there though. Ripper Swarm spawned out of something. Is there a capillary tower somewhere that I'm not seeing? I'm not sure. 388 to 317. Floyd struggling to approach in a favourable way, which is tough when you've got a Chimera supported by a bunch of infantry, plasma guns as well, and the Lord General. Got fire on my target from his sniper rifle. Alfonso getting his improved synapse and warp field. Floyd usually quite likes upgrading his heroes. Brood Nest will go down, and these guys can retreat and then safely break the retreat once they get to the Chimera, and then just reinforce off it 3 at a time, because they have both of the squad leaders. There we go. They do have to execute someone, I think, to stop the retreat or something. But hey, a guardsman's a guardsman. Reinforcing so fast there, as you saw. Pretty nuts. How does he approach? Autocannon is set up like so. So coming around the right side would be better. You do not see the firing arc of your enemy's units though. So you won't exactly know where they are arced at, although you can guess with experience. There's fire on my target to buff the range of these scary guns. Look at the damage on that Zoanthrope there. Did it affect the autocannon? Not sure if they were close enough. I think they were actually. Oh, down goes the Zoanthrope. Synapse Backlash you saw there, doing I think it's 10% damage to the affected units, and also knocking them over. It won't knock over a Carnifex though. But you do get that 10% damage, so it is very, very useful all the time to target those Synapse creatures, even late game. Floyd not happy with that Zoanthrope loss, just taking his eyes off it for a second. Toilailee smelt blood, Tyranid blood, and went in for the kill. Getting a full power bash here too. Another Zoanthrope on the way. Some late Catachans for Toilailee. Maybe help him get, yeah, some protection from melee like that. Shotgun blast, knockback and suppression, but now they have a nasty fight on their hands. Those guys are power melee. Don't really want to fight an upgraded Warrior Brood though. You can see this Venom Cannon now struggling to hit infantry. Used to have splash damage on it, which made it actually pretty good against infantry. Good against all targets. Was seen as a bit too strong, so now it's more specialized as an anti-vehicle weapon. Hasn't quite got a huge amount of benefit from it, I don't think. He hasn't really been able to get close to this Chimera to shoot at it very often. Might be able to now. I know he's on capping duty now. Without the snare from the Zoanthrope, it's tough. That focus warp blast used to snare. Now you have a snare on your Warrior Brood, but these guys can't get it because they have Adrenal Glands. Tier 3 now for Floyd. Those Termagants got shot to hell, but they lived. Toilailee doing a really great job holding here now. Floyd did decap the west side, and he's taking this fight. Zoanthrope still dangerous. He's getting another Zoanthrope up, cancelling tier 3 for that extra burst damage on these clumps of guardsmen here. Can he get on the Carnifex, or on the Chimera I mean? He's getting some rear armor hits with the Venom Cannon. It fires in these, yeah, 2 at a time. Well, bursts of 2 I should say. But shot 2 at a time, that'd be amazing. Double barreled Venom Cannon. 376, 257 on VP's Lord General's capping and missed the fun. Well, here he comes. Chimera needs repairs, but should be okay. Hive Tyrant now tying up some guardsmen in melee. Despite having a venom cannon, he is still a 9-foot alien, so will hurt you in melee and also retains a special attack, which is pretty fun. Swings his giant venom cannon around and knocks you over. Here's double Zoanthropes now. Zoanthropes these days actually are limited to 2, which is interesting. It's like, oh, we can't be bothered to balance these things, just limit them to 2. Although I think there's anything wrong with that. Lots of people want knobs limited to some kind of number. I don't think that's going to happen. Imperial Tower, providing a little speed buff and some other things. Termagants were on this, I guess, and lived, maybe? Not sure. This is them, I suppose. You need 1 Termagant brood. Now retaking this east side, and tier 3 for Floid, tier 3 for Toilailee, who does have enough red to drop a rocket run immediately upon getting to tier 3. Is he going to cap mid? There we go. Guardsmen have done so well. Level 3 and level 3. Hive Tyrant tanking some damage. Zoanthrope shots coming in, doing some nasty, nasty things to those guardsmen. Doing a really good job tanking. Hormagaunt brood up to 1270 hit points with the adrenal glands and improved synapse. Can he get onto the Chimera? Not right now. Zoanthropes certainly are a threat. Look at that. It's only 17 to reinforce 3 of them though. 1-to-1 cap. Tier 3 for Toilailee. Could drop a Lehman Russ as well in like 300 rec or so. Floyd staying in this with some clever capping on that west side. But Toilailee might start to pull away if he can get Lehman Russes up. Talk about the war of attrition. They don't care how many bodies they drop here. The Imperial Guard. They will keep coming at you. Just retreats back, stops the retreat with the executions, and then reinforces off the Chimera. He's got to go after that thing. It's so tough though. So tough. Maybe try and flank around with the Hive Tyrant. A really long flank around. It's going to be hard though, because he might run into those Catachans and get meleeed to death. A tier 3 Lictor on the way for Floyd. That guy has faster capping these days, I believe. Pretty cool unit all in all. Hive Tyrant taking some shots, runs away. 2-to-1 cap here. Zoanthropes can get some more shots in. Need to be careful, look at that. They were like 3 seconds or so from dying there, those guys. What are you going to get, Toilailee? Is he waiting for a Baneblade? Maybe. It's got a lot of power. Guardsmen trying to melee down some Hormagaunts in retreat. These guys are level 2. They've done well, it must be said. Here's that Lictor. This guy has heavy melee damage, a deadly jump type leap thing, and he can actually infiltrate for free. As you can see, his energy is not going down here. Pretty useful, all in all. Might run into this improvised explosive. He is a detect unit, but it's not like he has a ranged weapon to take it down. Has a flesh hook as well, of course. What is this? It's a Lehman Russ, of course. Have a Lehman Russ to your face, Mr. Lictor Alpha. Would have engaged it in melee, of course, if those Catachans weren't there. Did some decent damage, too. Lehman Russes have like 1,200 hit points or something these days, don't they? Yep, 1,200. Good luck with that, Floyd. He couldn't take down a Chimera. Now he's got a Lehman Russ to deal with. Level 4 Hive Tyrant. Needs a Venom Cannon Carnifex up. Much easier said than done, though. He's holding on for it right now. Barb Strangler Carnifex maybe as well. That would also do pretty good anti-vehicle damage and absolutely wreck those Guardsman blobs. Alongside Zoanthropes, if he can get a double Zoanthrope shot and a Barb Strangler Carnifex shot, that might wipe these Guardsmen even if they're leveled up. Doing a great job just standing at the front of the army and tanking here, this Hive Tyrant. Lictor Alpha being sneaky. Does a special attack and misses. Gets a flesh hook, flinging the Lord General back into danger. Chimera might be under threat here. Hive Tyrant able to get on it, and look at the damage it does. Down it goes. Double focused warp blast from the Zoanthropes alongside the Venom Cannon shots was enough. Down goes the Lord General. Bad engagement there for Toilailee. These guys retreating back. This is an Imperial bunker. Don't think it's been upgraded yet though. Oh yes it has, it's a repair bunker. 376 100. Heavy weapon squad runs away. Floid can now cap mid. Look at that. When was the last time he could do that? 2-to-1 cap against him, but that was a great little fight for him. Sentinel checking out the west side. There's nothing there, buddy. Doesn't have the missile launcher yet. Leman Russ under threat here. Hive Tyrant doing some serious work with that venom cannon. Certainly paying off right now. Very much so. Doing the right thing and getting out there and capping when he can. And decapping too. Look at this. Lictor Alpha doing so. Here comes some Catachans though with their Sarge. Gives them a melter gun. Which is pretty damn useful. That was a shotgun blast too. Nimaras getting repairs off the bunker. Hive Tyrant doesn't want to take too much damage trying to trade with it. Because it's going to get repaired. Is there a brood nest up anywhere? I don't see one. Might be a decent time for one right now that he can try and stabilize in the middle. How far away from a Carnifex? 150 rec or so and like 20 odd power. 348, 95 on the VPs. It's a 2-to-1 for Floid. Another Chimera now for Toilailee. Tons of red. The rocket run is still a possibility. Even after dropping the Leman Russ. What's his Sentinel up to? Getting some decapping going. Maybe he could have done a little bit more of this in the mid game when he was quite dominant in the mid. 334, 95. These Zoanthropes doing a great job. Level 4 and level 3. They've killed a hell of a lot of guardsmen. Oh, there's the rocket run. Might take out the Zoanthrope. Oh, it lives. Level 4 Zoanthropes can tank nukes, it turns out. 334 to 90. Double cap here for Toilailee. That might have been him being confident of victory using a nuke like that. I thought he was going to save it to stop a cap or something. West side, Lictor Alpha's doing some capping of his own. He's going to get stomped. But he has to knock him far enough away to stop the cap. There we go, he did. You can still cap if you're knocked over or stunned or whatever, as long as you're still close enough to the point. Oh, turn of formation. Places it to take out the bunker. Turn of formation can one-shot garrisons, which is pretty damn useful. And buildings in general, I think it'll one-shot turrets and stuff. 328, 73. Does Floid? Yes, he does. I was going to say, well, does he have the population to get a Carnifex? There we go. Carnifex on the way. It's a monstrous creature. Pretty good description of that thing. Lord General is still down here. There's a brood nest. There's a capillary tower. Floyd starting to set up some Tyranid stuff in mid. Termagant's capping over here. Catachan's capping over here. They've been capping a lot of stuff, those Catachans. Could have been maybe a bit more aggressive, Toilailee, going after this VP as well. Floyd's done a great job keeping them occupied on that west side though. Carnifex is like halfway done. What's he going to go for? All of the upgrades are so good for the Carnifex. 281, 73 on the VPs. Zoanthropes continue to do their thing. Are they both level 4 now? They should be. Nope. This guy's still level 3. Down goes the brood nest. Might have wanted to put it a little bit further back. Toilailee trying to push. Hive Tyrant getting kind of low. Carnifex is out, I guess, is he? Where is he at? There he is. Getting thorned back. Gonna run into melee on these guys. Sentinel trying to flank some Zoanthropes. Not known for its burst damage with that multi-laser. What's going on west side? Some Tyranid stuff. Oh, it's the Lictor. Getting stuck into some Catachans. Carnifex marching in. That's a creeping barrage from Toilailee. Hits one of the warriors. Carnifex now going after the Leman Russ. Gets a rear armor hit, I think. And they get marched off the field by the Tyranids. Carnifex in your face. Is it just going to chase these things back to HQ here? Maybe. Maybe. Leman Russ doesn't have an upgrade. He's been having to so much reinforcing. Carnifex charging through its own rippers and destroying them. Better than losing your Carnifex, that's for sure. Sentinels level 3. Saw off some warriors. Carnifex did take some damage, but as a living creature will slowly regenerate. You can march it back to base for some faster regeneration too. Level 6 Hive Tyrant really has made a huge difference as the game has gone on. Just sitting there tanking damage with that Venom Cannon. Leman Russ at the front of the army. Guardsman there to support with repairs. Auto Cannon doing its thing, but here comes a Carnifex. And that thing can charge, as we've seen. Might not be off cooldown yet. Boom. I think it missed that hit. That was a special attack. Most special attacks don't track that far. Oh, Hive Tyrant went down. The curse of Indrid strikes again. Does that say how well he's doing? 193 to 73. Poor Alfonso. Up to 1490 hit points he was. He's twitching. He's still there. Needs to get repurchased, of course. Can't revive a hero in a 1v1. Toilailee talking about Zoanthropes. Some Tyranid players not happy about the Zoanthropes' inability to snare vehicles. What Toilailee thinks maybe it's doing fine since it helped Floid take down that Chimera, which was a big deal when it happened. There is another one up now, helping to pressure that Leman Russ with his bursts of damage too. Lictor trying to get a decap. Don't think he should try to. Run away, fella. There we go. Still a 2-1 for Floyd. Hanging on here. A few times seem to be very, very depleted, but Floyd not giving up. Has now completely capped up the east side of the map. 155 to 73. Hive Tyrant back on the field, ready to roll. Almost level 7. And of course, as he levels up, he gets more energy to power his warp field shield. Makes him more and more annoying to deal with. Getting some health regen. I'm not sure if the Zoanthrope regen stacks with the Brood Nest. Brood Nest doesn't give you very much though. 139, 73. Lord General taking tons of damage from the Warrior Brood. Ducks inside of the Chimera. Big disruption there from the Catachans. I think that was their old reliable rather than their shotgun blast, because I saw explosions and stuff. Still the 2-1 is counting down. Floyd trying to hold up this stuff, keep it very, very busy and away from the middle where it can cap that VP. Leman Russ is going to go down here. Venom Cannon is, Venom Cannon's getting rear armor hits. Toilailee is confused by the anti-vehicle damage. It's a Zoanthrope blasts and this Venom Cannon from a level 8 Hive Tyrant. Also the Warrior Brood have some heavy melee. Not sure if the Carnifex was getting shots there, or rather hits. I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. Toilailee just lost his entire army. Looks like this is Floyd's game with that final engagement. Struggled to keep the Leman Russ at maximum range there, Toilailee. Lictor Alpha for the cap maybe. Toilailee not giving up quite yet. Yep, he got some leveled up stuff. I'm not sure if the focused warp blast benefits from the damage multipliers for leveling. 81 to 73 on the VP's double cap for Floyd. Toilailee not giving up. He's getting another Leman Russ up. Got tons of power and has enough for a nuke here. Floyd really needs to mess up to lose this game now. There's no real way for Toilailee to contest that east side. Catachans can try and sneak over after they've capped this, but there is something there. What is it? It's Termagants. They could take the garrison. Not a whole lot Catachans can do to garrisons. And another Carnifex is on the way. There's that Commissar shield. He's going for the mid. Too much stuff here though to deal with. Zoanthropes doing their thing. That's a rocket run. Going after the Zoanthropes. I think it's really determined to try and kill them. But they live. And there's a Carnifex now in your face. Charges through. GG from Toilailee. Just wanted to see what that nuke did, I think. Smack. Carnifex having some fun now. Hive Tyrant getting stuck into melee. There we go. And there's a concede from Toilailee at the end. Oh, I can't actually see the level of the Lord General. He's actually dying right now. Does not let me see. We had a level 8 Hive Tyrant, no. And he made... Well, I should say. Alfonso, our old friend, made a massive difference with this Venom Cannon. Didn't start off doing too great. But, drew so much fire. And did so much damage towards the end. Carnifex got to level 2. Double level 4 Zoanthropes were a terrifying sight. I guess there's a reason they're limited to 2, guys. And these Hormagaunts as well. Fighting up to level 4. Awesome stuff. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.